Okay, you guys, so I'm making egusi soup. I'm just rinsing off my fish right now. So I have some stock fish and some smoked fish right now, and I'm just rinsing it off. This is my first rinse. I'm gonna rinse it again. Yeah, so I got all my dried fish at the African Caribbean market here in San Jose. I actually got it in Campbell, but you know, whatever. San Jose, Campbell, or whatever. That's where I'm at right now. And I'm just gonna rinse it again. So I'm not Nigerian, but I have some Nigerian Igbo friends, and I've been blessed for because they've cooked for me, and that I've been to Nigeria, and I've had amazing food in Nigeria. I was in Igbo land. I posted my other video with my travels, but I was in Enugu, Aba, and Imo State, I think. Yes, I was in Owerri. So I've been trying all the delicacies in Nigeria. So this is how much water I put in my pot. So I've made egusi once with a family friend, and then I've made it once by myself. And I made it by myself. It was too watery. So I'm starting with less water. I'm going to add more if I need to, because I like my egusi thick and stewy. Okay, so I've drawn some inspiration from a sister on YouTube. So she blends her onions and her peppers and her hot spices together. So I'm gonna try a little of that this time. You see, just a little onion. So I use yellow onions because I like sweet onions. Okay, so I have my vegetable. I'm not gonna try to say it, but I asked my friends and they said that some people put this in egusi, and I googled it and they said they did. So I'm soaking it right now. Like, I'm supposed to soak it for like a couple minutes. I just put it in there. I might have soaked too much. We'll see. So this is my smoked fish. This is my crayfish, and this is my locust beans. So my stew, my soup, I'm going to use shrimp and salmon. I don't like to eat a lot of meat, but I do eat meat, but I don't like to cook a lot of meat. One thing I wish I did add to it was pomo. It's like cow fat or skin. It's really good, but you know. So this is like my onion. Okay, so I have 2 ghost peppers that are actually, they were frozen. I put them in my pot already, and I got this red pepper because the lady on Instagram, Sis Jemimah's recipes, she used the red pepper, and she used this other pepper that they didn't have at the store, so I got this green one. I'm going to do something with it, and she used locust beans, so that's what I'm going to try. Okay, so this is my stock. Ooh, okay, stock. So this is my stock, and so it's literally just my smoked fish, stock fish, 2 ghost peppers. I put 3 beef bouillon cubes in it, and I put a little bit of garlic salt because I forgot to buy salt, and that's all I had. And I didn't put a lot of water in it because like I told you, like my egusi thick. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, you guys, I won't lie. My stock, it's fire. Like, it tastes so good. I'm so happy because that means my egusi is going to be banging. I also got pounded yam, but I didn't get, like, I got the instant. Like, the instant, you know, that's what I got. I've had the regular. I've made the regular. But I got the instant. My girlfriend, Linda, she gave me a big bag of cassava, like ground cassava, when I left Togo last year. But that bag of that was also some of my other ingredients, like my crayfish that I had before, is in my storage unit in Florida. So right now I'm in Cali, so I had to get some new stuff. Okay, so did I show you guys my salmon? Okay, so the salmon I got, I went to Whole Foods, but see, okay, I have a thing, you guys. I'm only doing like wild caught seafood, like to my best of my ability, especially when I'm cooking food in my home. Wild caught. I don't want to eat farm raised seafood. Okay, guys, so I got my palm oil on cooking. Yes, I've been noticing it's like a debate in like Nigerian like videos of oil with or without oil. Listen, I'm not Nigerian. I'm American. I'm going to perfect my egusi with the oil, and then I'll learn how to do it without it, okay? When I'm confident that it's going to be good. This is still my stock, you know? It's like, it's pretty good. Like, it's pretty good. So this is my egusi. I mixed it up with some crayfish and a little bit of water. Sister Jemimah, I'm going to tag her. She does this and puts her egusi like in balls on top of the stew when it's cooking. So this is just a pepper and onion and the other pepper I showed y'all earlier. I got my egusi in Lagos when I was just there. Lucky me, I got it in Lagos. But the market I went to today, they had like whole egusi that was able to be you know, grinded up. So this is my palm oil I got from that market I told you guys about. This is my yucaza leaf. I rinsed it off. I don't know how much I need to use, so I rinsed it. I'm going to use this. If I need more, I'll put more. This is my locust beans. It was in their freezer. I only used a little bit because when I made egusi last time, they didn't use locust. I didn't use locust beans, but I'm just going to try it. I told you guys already. This is my shrimp. It's already cleaned. I cut my shrimp up, and this is salmon. This is 6 packs of wild caught salmon, you know. So that's how I'm going to do it. This video who I'm using, she puts a little onions in her palm oil to cook them for a little bit. She said for like 2 minutes. So that's what I'm finna do. That shrimp on the stove is not for this meal. That's gonna be for my salads for work. Y'all see my spoon? I got it at the Ajinowe market in Lome, Togo. So, whatever. I mean, not whatever about where I got it. I'm just saying whatever, like with my soup, with my like palm oil and my onions. So we'll see. And so, yeah. Okay, so I've added my onions. I cooked them for 2 minutes. I added my locust beans, cooked them for 2 minutes, and then I put some curry powder in it. I didn't measure it. Just put some in there and I let it cook, like fry it for 30 seconds. I timed that. Okay, I timed it. I'm just being honest. And then I added my mix of my peppers and stuff. So Sister Jemimah says let it cook for 30 minutes. That's what I'm gonna let her do. Okay, so this is just gonna cook over here. I don't have a lid for this pan, so whatever. Okay, so back to my stock, original stock right here. So this has my flavors in here and all my good stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of these out a little bit, and I'm gonna put my salmon in here and let it cook. Okay. G-tip, you guys. You see this salmon? You see how these lines in here are very small? You see how dark my salmon is? Okay, my salmon is wild caught. Don't mind Nurse RN, registered nurse in back. I'm just listening to some lectures. Listen, y'all be buying this salmon that's not wild caught and it has these fatty plaques in here. They're huge from the ones that are not wild caught organic. It's not good for you. I'm telling you, farm raised seafood is worse than these meats with hormones. I'm telling you, you gotta watch it. Pay the more money, get the organic. This is better for your heart. Yo, for your heart. Okay? That's just a tip. Listen, okay, so my salmon has cooked. It's done. So since my salmon's done, I just added the shrimp. Listen, I tasted the broth. I'm telling you, oh my gosh, like, it is so good. And so I'm so excited because my egusi is going to be the bomb. Like, it's going to be the bomb. It's going to be like fire. Like fire. It's a little spicy, but it's not that spicy, but it's a little spicy. That's my wine. Okay, so this is like my stewed things cooking. So it's not burnt, you know, not burnt, but you see the oil on top. So it's basically like almost done. So in Sister Jemimah's video, she said, I'll take some of the meat from my meat from my stew, add it in here, and I'll do that. And then she said, I gotta look back at the video. Then, then I'll add my egusi on top. So what I'm probably gonna do, which is different, is that I'm going to go back to my pot. I'm going to pour off some juice, put it in here, add the juice back because I don't want it to be too, you know, too watery. So I don't know if this is a lot of water, but I want to, like, you know, gauge it based on like how I visualize it. So I'll take the water out, take the broth out. I'll add my sauce to my pot, and then I'll add my egusi balls on it. And then she said she'll let it cook for a little bit. I know that. And then she said maybe add a little bit more crayfish, and then I'll see. So now the thing about it is that what's so good is see, for me, is what's good is that I think I've made a lot of broth. And so I have like my stock fish, like some of the fish I already boiled down. So what I'm going to do is take that and some of my leftover broth I have. I'm going to freeze it. I'm going to freeze that sucker because I still have 2 pieces of salmon left, and I can always buy more shrimp if I want it. And I'm going to freeze it so that when it's time for me to make my egusi again, because I still have some leftover egusi from this time that I brought from Lagos. I have it left over. So I'm going to make it again. Again, like I told you, I can eat leftovers. Well, I didn't tell you this, but I love leftovers. I can eat leftovers for about a week. But I know by the end of this week, I want to switch it up. And so I'm going to make bitter leaf when I get off of work. Next week on a Monday or Tuesday, on Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm gonna make bitter leaf, and so then I'll have 2 things to like rotate with. I might make it, you know what, I might make the bitter leaf on Saturday, so then I have something to rotate with, and that'll make me feel so good. Yep. And I definitely, the other thing I want to try to make is like designer stew. It's like starts with an O. I want to make that. I had that at the wedding, and it was fire, literally fire in my mouth, but fire flavor. Like, it was so good. Okay, so I've added the stew to my pot. You see it? Okay, and so that's like cooking down a bit or whatever. So she said like 5 minutes, then to add her smoked fish. I'm not going to wait 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and add like some of the stock. So I told you I was pouring the broth off. So I'm going to add some of that stock fish back, and some of the smoked fish I had already cooked down back. Add that back in there. So like I have a lot of meat in my bowl, like in my pot. I do have a lot of meat in my pot, and so I didn't even keep all of the stock fish like that I cooked with. Like I didn't even put it all back in the pot. I saved some. Where is it? See, I put it on the side. You guys, look at this stock. Look at this fish stock that I made. Like, how lovely is this? Okay, so I'm gonna add my broth. into my stew. Okay, you see? Okay, so it's like a good little amount. I'm going to add a little bit more. Maybe not. I don't know. Just a little bit more. I'm afraid. I'm seriously afraid. I don't want it too watery. So, alright. So you see it? Like, you see, it's so good. It looks so good. Oh my gosh. It looks so good. So excited. Okay. So I'm going to let this cook for like 2 minutes per Sister Jemimah's video. 2 minutes. And then I'm going to add my egusi balls. Boom. Boo, boo, boo. Yo, like, I know this sounds so pretty, but like, I'm so hungry. Like, I went to the gym this morning, got, cleaned up at the gym, and then I went to go shopping for my food. I went back and forth between the African market and Whole Foods and then Walmart. I did it like twice, so I haven't eaten. I had like a matcha little shake and like a little keto Reese's cup, and that's it. So I'm ready to eat. Okay, you see it? You see it? You see her cooking? Okay, so I'm going to add my egusi balls now to it. And then let her cook for like 5 minutes. I mean 15 minutes. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. Okay. I really feel like my soup is so flavorful already. Like, I can't, like, low-key imagine it having more flavor. Like, it's already so flavorful. But it's true that signature egusi taste isn't yet there yet. And I love it. So, let me continue. So, just wait a minute, you guys. Okay, so I've added my egusi balls. I feel like I have a lot of egusi, and I kind of covered some of them, but I didn't cover all of them. So I'm going to add a little bit more of my broth to my pot. That's it. I'm scared of making my egusi too watery. Like, I'm terrified of making my egusi too watery. It already looks like it's freaking full of juice, and it really isn't. Okay. I'm going to let it cook for 15 minutes. I'll come back to it after 15 minutes, and then I will add my greens, and then I'm done. She adds more crayfish at the end, but I already added a lot of crayfish, like when I mixed with my egusi, and I actually added crayfish to my red sauce, and so I don't think I'm going to add any more crayfish. I'll see how it tastes, but my flavor already is fire, though. Okay, so I'm going to stir it up. Stirring up my egusi. One-handed, so my bowl is kind of moving. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so I definitely do need to add a little bit more of my stock back into my pot. It needs a little bit more juice. Just a little bit more. Let's see what this is. Yeah, I think this is about enough. Just a little dash more. Okay. Okay. And I am going to add another like bouillon cube with missing a little salt. I think. Let me taste it again. It's really good. Egusi is cooked thoroughly. I'm going to add a little more crepe powder, like she said I should. I should have listened. I'm going to add a little bit more, see how it goes before I add another cube. So I've used 4 cubes in this so far. And they're little cubes. Like, they're not the big ones, the Maggie. They're little. Okay, so this is how mine looks. So it's got a little bit red. So hers is way more red than mine. But that doesn't bother me. So this is my leaf. Let me add some, I don't know. I've never used this leaf before. I'm just going to add it in there. And I'm going to mix it up. Yeah, see, like, I like my egusi thick. I do like it thick. I might add a little bit more broth to it, though, because... Let me turn this thing off, because I really don't need it on anymore. She does add more broth to hers. As she adds in her vegetables, she did towards the end. Okay, so I got all this green, and I'm definitely not putting all this in my pot. I'm not. I'm gonna ask my coworkers if they want to try it, and this is it. Oh, I forgot to add the extra cray. Let me add the extra cray.